Welcome to episode 15 of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. In between episodes, I've done some landscaping. I put some grass in, some lights, done some of the flooring in the shop and the mail room. And I've also done my tiling in the protective custody area and also in the little Supermax area that was using these tiles here that come from a mod, which is called the Category Tiles mod. And in this episode, we're going to be using the Amazing Vegetable Garden mod that was made by Gary of Introversion Software. And this one is a graphics update that's on the Steam Workshop. So it's updated the sprites for the preparation table and for all the potatoes and seeds and everything like that. So that's what we're going to be doing to start off with in this episode. So I've put aside a little part of the forestry here for our vegetable patch mod. And I've also attached the door servo to the door control system and also to the work timer as well, so it'll open during work time. So we need to set that up. So we select the vegetable patch from the rooms selector and paste that in, and we need vegetable seeds and a shed. So we'll get ourselves a little shed, put it in this corner, and some little chairs maybe just to make the place look a bit nice. And for this you need to put down compost, I believe, which is here. So we'll bob down some compost. And then we can put in our vegetable seeds. And what will happen is the prisoners will tend to the vegetables. And they'll be used in the food system of Prison Architect. So basically it creates vegetable boxes that are used in the canteen. So you see all these boxes here of vegetables that we bring in and we pay for. These will be basically created by the prisoners in the vegetable patch. So that's really good. And the only other thing I need to do is put in a preparation table. I left a little gap because I knew I was going to do it at some point. Here in the canteen. So what will happen is vegetables will be brought in from the vegetable patch, and our cooks or prisoners, when they're working in the kitchen, will cut them up and chop them up into these boxes of potatoes, and then they'll be used in the food system. So we order less stock of potatoes, which keeps the cost of our food down. And why that's being built, here we go, little sheds coming in now, and the chairs as well, and they're starting to plant the compost in the ground, and we'll start to get the vegetable seeds in there as well. I'm just going to keep this door locked open for the second while our workmen are working on the vegetable patch. Also in this episode we're going to sort out something really new which was added in Alpha 34, which I believe is under logistics, and it's room quality. So you see all these rooms pretty much have the same grading at the moment, so we'll be sorting that out and adding more stuff to them, because some of these prisoners require better or worse cells. So we're going to have a little look at that as well. So let's see how our vegetable patch is coming along. So they've planted some of the seeds. Now what I need to do is go to logistics and assign prisoners to work. Now they require horticulture, so I need to set up that program as well. So I'll go down here, and there's 5 prisoners interested in the horticulture program. So we find it wherever it's gone. Here it is. Reschedule. So there's two guys who are going to do it at 2 to 4 p.m. So it's $100 per session, 10 places, 2 sessions, led by a gardener in the vegetable patch. Lasts for 2 hours, easy to pass, and allows them to work in the vegetable patch, which is going to be really good. And then we'll start getting some of those sorted out. Right, let's sort out this prison quality. So if we go to logistics and room quality, you'll see that this guy, so that has a shower head. I think they all have a shower head actually. So I've added some windows on the end. That's why these ones are level 5 rather than level 4. And basically it shows you here that this person is in a level 5 cell and the occupant is entitled to a level 3 cell. So he's actually above average. This person is entitled to a grade 2 and has a 4. This person is entitled to a grade 5 and has a 4. So those two should really be swapped around. Our guards should be taking care of that. So that person is entitled to a grade 10 and currently has a grade 5. So what I want to do is upgrade some of these cells. I don't want to do too many of them, but I just want to upgrade a few of them. So these ones are already upgraded because they have a window. But what I could do is upgrade a couple of them even more by putting in some bookshelves on these end ones, like so. And then basically, prisoners are more likely to behave if they've got a nice cell, because they don't want to lose it. As soon as they misbehave, they're going to lose that cell. They're going to end up with, you know, they're going to go back to grade 0, basically. So this occupant is entitled to a grade 10 and currently has a grade 5. So we do need to upgrade these a little bit. So we're just adding in these books shelves in the 4 end ones of each of these. And they also have a window as well. We come in a bit, we can put in some bookshelves in these ones, like so. There's other things we can add as well. We can add TVs, we can have radios. What I might do is make these ones luxurious and add in a little television set on the end. Oh, something's happening. Add in these like so next to the beds. There we have it. So yeah, that was alright, like so. And you'll see these get upgraded once those are put in. And this one, I think I'm going to add radios to these ones rather than TVs. So put a radio in there, radio in there, radio in there, and radio in there. Put the bookshelves in these ones. I basically want to make it so there's a few really nice cells, but most of them are normal. And then it means that prisoners will work harder, get in less fights, so they can have a better cell. And there you go. So if you go into logistics and room quality, you'll see that that's a grade 7 and the occupant is entitled to a grade 5. That's a grade 7 and the occupant is entitled to a grade 10. So throughout the day, the prisoners will have their cell allocations changed by the guards. So it means that people who should have nice cells have them and people who shouldn't don't, basically. And here's our little horticulture class. And we have a little early release prisoner reward as well. Great, we've got $123,000. This is a really well-run prison, if I do say so myself. So we'll put that door back to normal. And they're basically being taught about seeds and planting and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm just going to put a few more vegetables in here so we can get a good crop when they start actually doing their little horticulture. Oh yeah. So they'll be built by the... It's kind of weird that the workmen come in and plant them, because that's kind of a bit weird. Maybe the gardeners should do it, but that's something for Introversion to look at in a future alpha release. So they're doing that. It's going to take 2 days basically to get these guys up to scratch. So we'll start seeing them tending the vegetables after that. Let's take a look at everything else. So the shop's working well, and our little mail room's working well as well. We've got some letters in there ready to go out. Chapel's good. Guys are in our little classroom there. So we need to get 5 guys to pass the general education course to get the rest of that grant. So let's see where we're up to with those. There you go. There's 1 guy. Attendance 9%. So he's got excellent concentration and excellent understanding. That's really good because he'll probably pass. But we do need 5 of them to complete that grant. But we're getting there. We'll close that down for a second so we can see what's going on. So we should have our cells all sorted out now. So there you go. That's a better cell than that one. These ones are average. Entitled to it. So they're all really grade 4 because they all have their own shower heads and that. So it's 16 squares and has a shower head, so it's a grade 4. Now I prefer to do it this way because you might think, why have you given them all their own shower heads? Now I like to do that because it means that, unlike here where they're all together, you tend to get a lot of fights in the showers, and I prefer to keep my prisoners separate when they're showering so they don't end up in fights, so it keeps the boiling point of the prison down. That's just something I personally like to do. You know, some people like to do it the ordinary way where you just put in like a big shower room at the end of a block or something, where I prefer to have them with their own individual showers personally. Oh, cell being searched. Has he been a naughty boy? Didn't find anything. But we've got our radio, bookshelf, so we've got a good arrangement of, as you can see, like they get better towards the end because you got like windows and stuff in the end ones, and you got radios in these ones and TVs in these ones. So yeah, that's basically room quality. So your prisoners are going to behave more because they're going to get better cells the better they behave, basically. So that's really good to have that as well. We've got our little cordoned off areas here for Supermax and our protective custody. Also, between episodes, I put this fence up around the area, which I believe is set to staff only. Yep. The reason I did that was it should have been there to start with, really, and we did have a prisoner escape. Some prisoners, I think it was these 3 here, clubbed together and built a tunnel out and got out here and then escaped. So I put in this with an armed guard, a couple of armed guards going around it as well, so we won't have that problem in the future. They'd have to tunnel all the way out here to be able to get out, so I think we've stopped them in their tracks in that respect. Oh, medical emergency. Oh dear, overdose. So a guard's going to come and take him through the laundry down here to a medical bed, and they're going to sort him out, and now he's back to normal again. He's back to his old self. Let's see what's happening. Oh, we've got some of the vegetables already. Look, we've got some vegetables. It's awesome. Have to see what these guys do with it now. So he's stacking up those. He's putting the vegetables. So also we got some little vegetables there. That's great. So that's going to be taken. I don't know if there's any there already. Yeah, there is. There's some potatoes there, ready to be cut up and used in the food system. That's really great. So at 2 o'clock tomorrow, we'll see that system further in action as well. That's really great. So as you can see, I've put in a load of like new flooring and stuff and all. Made the prison look nice, basically. We have 132,000 in the bank. So there's definitely more things we can do. But I think we have at least one of every single room now. And Prison Architect is getting to the point now where it's ready for release, ready for 1.0. So I don't think Introversion are going to add any more rooms to Prison Architect, but you never know, they might surprise us in the next alpha with a new room type. They might do, who knows. But we do need to look at Death Row, which isn't on this room list. There's no like execution room on this list because you have to unlock it first. So you have to unlock legal and then unlock Death Row, and we'll bring in some Death Row prisoners and sort that out as well. But for the moment, what we can do is look at deployment, and we'll see. This is what I've done with deployment. I've set up guard patrols, armed patrols and dog patrols around the prison. I made sure that in the areas that need it, such as here where the Supermax prisons are and the protective custody, there's an armed guard. I've plotted guards just around the buildings and through buildings that don't need their own guards. I've put guards in the workshop, and there's also a guard in the canteen and the yard. And these are also part of the rest of the patrol routes as well. And there's one guard that goes between the mailroom and the shop, because they're not high security areas, but they do need a little bit of guard presence because there is prisoners working in there. The same with the chapel and the classrooms as well. So there's a few dog patrols to pick up like narcotics, and there's a few guard patrols just to make sure everything's running smoothly, and a few armed patrols just in case things go a little bit wrong. And around the outer edge, as you can see, there's one. If I select armed patrols, you see them better. 1, 2, 3 armed patrols going around the edge, and there's a dog patrol in the visitation and in the deliveries area, because you find that you get a lot of contraband. If we go like here, you get a lot of contraband in the deliveries area trying to be smuggled in, and obviously in the reception room as well. And there's quite a lot found pretty much across the prison over the last 7 days. That's 24 hours. So it's really important that we keep on top of that, because as you can see here, the supply of weapons is quite high: tools, narcotics and luxuries. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a shakedown. I always recommend you do this now and again. Don't do it all the time, because as you can see already, the boiling point is already rising. Danger is low, but it is increasing, and that's because you've just issued a shakedown. And yeah, prisoners don't like being searched, let's face it. And you can see everything coming up on the little heat map there. When they're being searched and things are being found on them. So what we're trying to do here is clear out all the narcotics in the building. Just clear everything out, just to make sure that the prisoner is a safe place for our prisoners to be, and we're not going to get fined for people escaping and murders happening and things like that. So we'll leave that running, and our exports are still going as well. Need any more prisoners? We could actually take safe capacity 90, we got 72. So if I do this quickly, we should get it for 9 AM hopefully. 72. So we could take, what, 28? Yeah, 28. So 57 minutes, and we're getting 28. 13 minimum and 15 normal security prisoners, bringing into our little prison. So we'll get back up to our... That's too many, isn't it? It's 18. There we go. Can't count, clearly. 44 minutes until they arrive, and we're getting our shakedown underway as well. So we're kind of in the latter stages of this now. There's probably going to be probably 20 videos for this series in total, because we are getting to the end of what we can really do. There's a few more mods that I want to showcase on CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. I want to showcase a couple more mods. I want to build some more cell blocks, and I also want to do the death row as well. So I'd say there's about 5 videos altogether left, maybe. We'll see how it goes, but I'm aiming for 20 in total for this series. Let's see what kind of guys we've got here. So we've got an instigator, strong. Right, I want to get the instigator. Expert fighter. Now, there's a few people I'm going to make so this guy is character instigator. The prisoner sows seeds of discontent in all nearby prisoners. If he causes trouble, prisoners nearby feel compelled to do so. The prisoner is skilled in defense combat moves, and he can disarm his opponent or even take their weapons from them. He's a really nasty guy to have because he could take tasers off our guys, so I'm going to make him Supermax, just so he's out the way of everyone. There's lots of cigarettes and things being found. I always make people like instigators Supermax because I don't want them in my prison with everyone else. I think that's how you keep security low. Security high, sorry, is by having these kind of guys completely out the way. Now we do need some guards to come and deal with this, so I'm going to turn the shakedown off, because these guys need bringing in, and there's currently no guards to do it because they're all doing shakedowns. And the boiling point of the prison is going a bit too high for my liking, so I'm just going to stop that. We've got rid of quite a lot of the stuff, so we can always come back to it and redo it later if we need to. So them guards are now free to come and do this intake here as well. Oh, there's some drugs. Yeah, that dog's earning his keep, isn't he? Bring that dog up here. Someone's getting tasered. I'm really glad they added tasers into the game because, as you can see, they're really effective. in subduing prisoners. So everyone's been searched, everyone's getting new uniforms. And then being took into the holding cell. So we got 90 prisoners altogether. So I need to turn intake off for tomorrow so we don't get any more. Now we have enough money to have some more guards. Armed guards 7, normal guards 30. There's 12 available, that's probably enough actually. Maybe one more dog handler, just because I know dogs don't sleep quite a lot, so it's hard to have all the areas covered because dogs need a nap very quickly. So he's preparing for the horticulture class, which is at is it now or at 2 o'clock? I think it's at 2 o'clock. We got people interested in the workshop safety as well, and the kitchen safety, foundation education, general education. So our guy, is that the same guy? Yeah, excellent, excellent. Oh, maybe we have had someone pass. Have we had someone pass? No. That guy there. Drug treatment. Some guys are getting some drug treatment as well. To yeah, he's 72% alcoholic treatment. So they're like Alcoholics Anonymous kind of groups, kind of talking through their issues. Parole hearings underway. Let's see. This guy won't get released because it's above his estimated reoffending chance 27%. And estimate the present likelihood of reoffending after leaving your prison. Many factors are taken into account to produce this value. So it's telling us what we could do to help this value. Prisoner's age is a major factor. Number of convictions is a strong indicator, and a large supporting family can help. So yeah, he's not had much reform. So we need to sort that out. We need to get more people involved in these programs, basically. So yeah. There you go, look. Cadwell's tending the vegetables. Tending the vegetables. Look at him. Oh, he's having a great time. He's not going to want to shank anyone anymore, is he? And they're used, as you can see here, potatoes. So they're chopped up on here and then put in boxes and used in the food system. So that is our vegetable patch mod, and also our room quality as well. And we're paying our prisoners to work. 2 jobs in there. 2 in the library. So we got a good economy going in the prison, and some great exports as well from the workshop and that. Great prison room qualities, and that's great. So that's it for this episode of CarlRyds Plays Prison Architect. I'll see you in the next episode, where, yeah, we're gonna have a look at legal. So I'm gonna unlock legal now, and when that's done, I'm gonna unlock death row, and then in the next episode, we're gonna be looking, yes, at death row. We'll see you in the next episode. Bye.